Did you know that one of Germany's oldest football clubs, Hamburger SV, hasn't won a major trophy since 1987? That's a shocking fact considering their rich history and consistent presence in the Bundesliga since its inception in 1963. This most storied club in German football history is currently battling to avoid a fate they never thought possible. Nicknamed the Dino for their enduring presence in the top flight, HSV's journey has been one of highs and lows. In the early 2000s, they were a force to be reckoned with, consistently vying for European competition. But lately, they've found themselves in a downward spiral, struggling to break free from the burden of their storied legacy. So what led to this fall from grace? Join us as we unravel the story behind Hamburger SV's struggles. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more captivating content. Let's dive in. There was a time when Hamburger SV reigned supreme, dominating the Bundesliga with flair and finesse. Founded in 1919, this club quickly rose to prominence as one of Germany's footballing giants. They were there at the birth of the Bundesliga in 1963, and for decades they stood as the league's unwavering stalwarts. In those early days, names like Uwe Seeler echoed through the stadiums as he etched his name in Bundesliga history with an astonishing 30 goals in as many games. A true legend whose legacy is immortalized outside the Volksparkstadion in a towering statue. But it was in the late 1970s and early 1980s when Hamburger SV truly shone brightest. 3 Bundesliga titles in 5 years, 2 DFB Cups, and memorable European triumphs. They were the kings of German football. This golden era coincided with a visionary leader, Peter Krohn, who transformed football into a thriving business. HSV became a trailblazer, sporting sponsorship on their kits, a novelty at the time. Events around games attracted fans, including the infamous show training sessions and even an elephant appearance. And let's not forget the stars who illuminated the pitch: Rudi Kargas, Manfred Kultz, Peter Nogli, Kaspar Memmering, and many more. Their skill and determination propelled HSV to unparalleled heights. But as we know, every tale of glory has its trials. Despite their illustrious history, HSV faced a fall from grace. Relegation in 2018 marked a bitter chapter in their story, ending their unprecedented streak as the Bundesliga's sole constant. Back in the late 2000s and early 2010s, Hamburg SV was riding high in the Bundesliga, but behind the scenes trouble was brewing. The club's management seemed to have caught a case of what we call reckless spending syndrome. They were throwing money around like confetti at a wedding, but without any regard for the consequences. Let's talk about unsustainable wage bills. Hamburg was dishing out massive contracts to players without considering whether they could actually afford them in the long run. It's like maxing out your credit card on fancy dinners without checking your bank balance. One prime example was the signing of Rafael van der Vaart in 2012. While he was undoubtedly a talented player, his hefty paycheck strained the club's finances even further. And let's not forget the poor investment decisions. Hamburg was splashing cash left and right on players who didn't quite live up to their price tags. It's like buying a shiny new car only to realize it's a lemon. Take the case of Paulo Guerrero, for instance. The club broke the bank to bring him in, but injuries and inconsistent performances left them high and dry. Hamburg's mismanagement wasn't just limited to player acquisitions. They also made some questionable decisions when it came to stadium renovations and infrastructure projects. These ventures ended up draining even more money from the club's coffers, leaving them in dire straits. Now you might be wondering, how did it all end? Well, spoiler alert, not well. Hamburg's financial instability eventually caught up with them, leading to their relegation from the Bundesliga in 2018. For the first time in their history, it was a harsh wake-up call for the club and a cautionary tale for others in the world of football. Since the league's inception in 1963, they stood as the only original Bundesliga side to never taste relegation. That's 54 years and 260 days of uninterrupted top-flight football. A remarkable feat indeed, but every empire faces its downfall, and for Hamburg, it came in the 2017 to 2018 season. It was a campaign marred by struggles, inconsistencies, and a desperate fight for survival. The team's once mighty fortress, Volksparkstadion, witnessed a heartbreaking reset of their famed stadium clock, symbolizing the end of an era. Let's rewind and dissect their season. At the outset, there was hope. Hamburg SV started with a bang, clinching victories in their first 2 matches. But alas, it was a false dawn. The subsequent 8 matches painted a grim picture as they failed to secure a single win. The warning signs were clear. This would be a season of turmoil. Throughout the chaos, 3 managers attempted to steer the sinking ship: Markus Gisdol, Bernd Hollerbach, and the aptly named Christian Titz. Each brought their own tactics and strategies, but none could halt the downward spiral. It was a revolving door of management, indicative of the club's desperation for salvation. Finally, the fateful matchday arrived. Hamburg's last stand against Borussia Mönchengladbach. Miraculously, they emerged victorious. But fate had already sealed their destiny. Wolfsburg's triumph over Köln meant that even a win wasn't enough to stave off relegation. And with that, Hamburger SV's storied journey in the Bundesliga came to an abrupt end. For their passionate fans, it was a bitter pill to swallow. But amidst the despair, there's a lesson to be learned. In football, as in life, even the mightiest can stumble. Imagine this. You're in the heart of the stadium, cheering for your beloved team, but instead of celebrating, you're engulfed in chaos. That was the scene in Hamburg's Bundesliga farewell match. As the final whistle blew, so did the lid on years of frustration and disappointment. Late into the game, as the reality of relegation sank in, fans erupted in anger. Flares soared through the air, and a plume of black smoke shrouded the stadium. It was a moment of desperation, a cry for attention from a fan base feeling abandoned by their team. Authorities swiftly intervened, but the damage was done. Riot police flooded the pitch, facing off against distraught supporters. The chants echoed, "We are the people of Hamburg and you're not." It wasn't just about football anymore. It was about reclaiming their identity. But amidst the chaos, there were moments of raw emotion. Tears flowed freely from the stands to the field. For many, it wasn't just about a match lost. It was about bidding farewell to a piece of their lives, a piece of their city. Even the players couldn't hide their emotions. Their dreams shattered, their efforts in vain. It was a bitter pill to swallow, but in defeat, there was unity. The bond between the team and its fans stronger than ever. As the dust settles on Hamburg's turbulent farewell, one thing is clear. Football is more than just a game. It's about passion, loyalty, and the unwavering support of a community. And though the journey ahead may be tough, one thing remains certain. The spirit of Hamburg will rise again. Thanks for joining me today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content. Until next time, stay passionate, stay united.